Yo, 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 what up, though, man? Highway YELLA in the building.
Man.
How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing wonderful, man. How about yourself?
Hey, man, you know, I'm blessed, highly favored. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it, trying to make this mogul state of mind become a state of mind for everybody that's in the whole music field or entertainment field, regardless if you're a mogul. I want you here, and you're a mogul and you here. How you been?
Oh, man, I've been wonderful, man. Wonderful. I'm sure wonderful now.
Hey, here we go, man. You know, 2020, man, is coming to an end. 2021 is here. The vaccines just dropped in the U.S. today. You getting vaccinated?
Hell no. Hell no, I ain't taking that shit.
Why not?
For what? I ain't never caught COVID. And shit, like, man, I think that shit I think it's gonna actually do something to you. I mean, I don't.
Why do you think that, though? Is it just a conspiracy side of it, or like what makes you think that it will do something to you?
I mean, man, like you get this corona just comes out of nowhere. All of a sudden they come up with this thing you supposed to take that you ain't gotta worry about it no more. Like how do we know it's gonna work? We don't know for sure it's gonna work if somebody take it. Now if anyone taking it, I don't know. But I don't think, I mean, it might be good, don't get me wrong, but I feel like if someone does take it, it should be someone that already had the corona or something like that, or someone that's very sick that should take it. I don't think anyone that doesn't have any health issues at all should take it. But you know, like I said, that's just my opinion, but I don't believe in it. I ain't taking that shit.
Hey, man, so I've been checking out the music. You're doing your thing here representing SWISHAHOUSE, the new movement.
Yeah.
Coming Down Ain't Dead.
Man.
Going crazy on Instagram right now. Over 40K views right now, man. Tell me about that record, man, and tell me about the resurgence of SWISHAHOUSE and what's your approach right now in the hip hop game?
Man, right now, of course, you know, like I said, the whole Houston culture was all based on riding swingers, candy paint. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole way of life, man. And you know, and as far as in the music, you know, it's all about really like freestyle. And you know, people always tell me, I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna break them boys off, pop trunk and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
And that type of music, man, it's totally different than most music that's ever came out. And people, of course, people in Texas will never fall away from that.
For sure.
But you know, you go to other places like Michigan and Washington, D.C., California, and I've seen it with my own eyes. And people be like, man, nobody want to hear that come down bullshit. Nobody listen to that shit anymore. You know, everybody's like, oh, ain't nobody listen to that shit since Mike Jones and all that type of shit. But that's the music I grew up on, man.
Gotcha. So, man,
and that's all I know.
Can you give me like the understanding and the dialect of the term "come down"? Because I'm from Michigan. I'm from up north. So in college, Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, that was going crazy. Along with we was rocking Young Buck too.
Yeah.
But the whole, you know, of course that's Nashville, but that coming, you know, that Texas slang, that Texas music was resonating with us, but we didn't know what everything means. So when you talk about coming down, what does that exactly mean?
Basically coming down. Well, the way we express when we say, man, boy, we gotta come down today. That means like you gotta be fresh to death, feeling good about yourself, being happy, being positive and stuff like that. That's really what coming down means as far as the feel. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So the way you express yourself with the music, man, I'm gonna come down, break them boys off. You know, it's just a good feel. And then, you know, that's how we do it down in the South, man. Like I said, a lot of people think that type of music is dead. Gotcha. So like I said, I'll never forget when I actually came up with this term. Me and Lil Kiki had a show in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This was in September. Okay. And I got a partner out there, Dre. Shout out to my partner Dre. He from Oklahoma, and you know he's a big fan of the whole culture. That's all he talk about is coming down, and that's all I talk about is coming down. For sure. So we all up in the club, man. Coming down ain't dead, man. Fuck what they talking about, man. Coming down ain't dead. They know the whole club saying that shit. Now I'll get on the freestyle because every time I do a show, either before I do my songs or after, man, I bust a hard ass freestyle. I learned that from ESG. That's my big bro. So, quick question. So, like, when you say something like coming down ain't dead, are you saying that because some people really feel like it's dead? And why would they feel like it's dead? Because, you know, like, you know, we got this new generation of rap now.
Gotcha.
They ain't talking about that type of stuff no more. Even the young guys out of Houston, no disrespect to them, it's a whole new generation, so I respect their game too. But they don't come down in their lyrics. You know what I'm saying? Be honest, most of these dudes, you wouldn't even think these dudes from Houston unless you just knew of them. You know, watch their Instagram or something like that. You would think these guys probably be from Atlanta or some shit. So they don't come down. They don't be popping trunk. They ain't saying none of that type of shit in their lyrics. You know what I'm saying? They ain't freestyling. What they call freestyling is not what I call freestyle.
So what's your definition?
Freestyling, my freestyle, I'm really off the head.
Off the dome.
I'm really straight off the dome. You could tell it. These new cats today, they say freestyle. They memorizing bars and going there and record. They punching in. That's not freestyling, man. You know, it's dope. Don't get me wrong. It's dope. I'm not knocking it. But it's not the freestyle era I come from.
I got you. So, like, with your story, and when people will hear it, because originally, you're from Haynesville, Louisiana.
Yeah.
And for people who not familiar with Haynesville, Louisiana, this isn't a big metropolitan. This is a nice small country town.
2,500 people.
So what was it like for you growing up in Haynesville, Louisiana, and how did you end up to H-Town and engulfing their culture? Because Louisiana has its own culture.
Oh yeah,
of its
most
own.
definitely. Because like I said, I come from Louisiana. If you from Louisiana, you gotta have no limit in cash money in your blood.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from my era. But like I said, coming from Haynesville, Louisiana, like it's 2,500 people. If you weren't playing football, you really wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? Because Haynesville, Louisiana is like the most. I think we #1 in most high school championship.
Okay.
Every year, you know, they championship, they go play in the Superdome down in New Orleans. And I've been going there off and on my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So most of my family on my dad's side is from Houston.
Okay.
So in the summer, when I was in school, I always went to Houston. And my grandma lived right off Cullen in Yellowstone. Gotcha. And the first screw shop is right there off Cullen, right there off 610. So I always walk up there. I said I got embraced to that culture very early. I was around when they was already riding swingers. They already had candy paint, and back then they had falling TVs. Gotcha. That was big back then. It ain't really too much big now. Some people still do it, but like this is at like I'm 12, 13 seeing this already.
Gotcha.
So, you know what I'm saying, most of my family are from Houston, so I'm always down there in the summer, every other weekend, so I was always embraced to it, and I bring it back to Louisiana. And a lot of people loved it. Like I said, people in Louisiana love that type of music, but like I said, nobody else wasn't going down there like that back then. Gotcha. So I've been to the Kappa Beach parties, all that. A lot of people don't even know about the Kappa Beach party. They just know about the before and after the Kappa, the mixtapes that SWISHAHOUSE was putting out. Gotcha. And like I said, I was going down there. And when I graduated high school, I just moved there. But as far as doing music, you know, I said we're from a small area. Like, if you can't, it's hard to get music out. It was hard to get music, put out music from a small town like that. So yeah, I had to go to Houston and do it, man. And you know, like I said, for the record, I haven't always been Highway Yella. You know, my name only been Highway Yella for like 2 years. I should have told you about that earlier, but I didn't.
No, it's okay. So what was the name prior to becoming Highway Yella? Yella Boy.
Yella Boy. So
like, coming to Houston and getting into the whole hip hop thing and being from Louisiana, like, what were your hip hop influences growing up, being that, because you kind of split, like your mom's side and in Louisiana, your dad's side in the Texas, Houston area. What were you listening to hip hop? I guess what type of hip hop were you listening to, and when did you fall in love with hip hop?
All right, after I was born, of course I was born in Shreveport, and so we moved to California like right after that.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so I was born in '84, so Too Short came out around that time. My daddy had Too Short on the 8-track.
Gotcha.
So that was the first rap shit I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? Too Short. Then next thing you know, UGK, Tell Me Something Good comes out.
Gotcha.
He had that. So Too Short and UGK is my favorite everything, regardless. And when I first heard Tell Me Something Good, That's when I started, man. I was rapping this stuff in my head, and I'm saying the cuss words and all in my head. I couldn't rap it out loud. I ain't gonna get no whooping and shit. But yeah, I heard tell me something good. I said, man, one day I'm gonna rap. But
Gotcha.
you know, I never took it serious. I always freestyle and all that. But you know, around 7 or 8, I finally moved back to Louisiana. And like I said, I didn't take rapping serious till like after high school, cause like that was the only way I was known in school because of my rapping.
Got you.
Like you go down, you know how you in the classroom and teacher make you read a paragraph. You go down, they going down the rows in the classroom. Where everybody else was reading theirs, I was rapping mine. You know what I'm saying? Teacher was loving that shit. Like I didn't give a damn if it rhymed or not, long as I ended it right. And it was dope. And at the basketball games, like when we all run out, we get in the middle before we do the little layup drills. I was freestyling, getting everyone hyped, the whole gym hyped. So that's kind of how I got popular with the rap. And when I got out of high school, man, I took it serious. But like I said, I'm back and forth from Houston to Louisiana at the time, so I didn't know what I knew now. So I said I don't like nobody telling me shit or try to teach me nothing. So I said I tried to figure it out on my own this whole time.
Okay, so then you step foot and you get in Houston. And so when we talk about SWISHAHOUSE, SWISHAHOUSE at one point in time, especially in that 2003, 4, 5, 6 era, that point in time, you had Mike Jones, you had DJ Michael Watts, you had Slim Thug, you had, you know what I'm saying, Paul Wall. Like SWISHAHOUSE is going crazy at that time. What was when were you first introduced to SWISHAHOUSE?
Well, SWISHAHOUSE technically started in '97. Okay. But I didn't actually grab a SWISHAHOUSE tape till they came out with Swisha 98. That was kind of one of their first. It was some more prior to that, but Swisha 98, when Swisha 98 came out, I was still in high school. Okay. I mean, now I take that back. Yeah, junior high school, somewhere up in there. But yeah, I used to skip school to go buy their mixtapes, man. You know what I'm saying? And that was back around when internet kind of first came out, and you had to go to SWISHAHOUSE.com and print out the piece of paper, send your little money order, and you check out what CD you want, and they send it to you. Yeah, that's like, you know, first Screwed Up Click came out. You know, I pay respect. Screwed Up Click came out first. You know, they came out in like '92, and when I first heard DJ Screw, when I first heard a Screwed anything, man, I fell in love with that shit. Every song that came out, I had to hear Screwed after that moment, man.
I'm gonna tell you, not to cut you off, but my experience was different when I first heard Screwed. So like coming from Detroit, we speed everything up.
Yeah, I heard that.
So everything comes faster. Yeah. So like you could take a regular song and they speed it up faster. So when I came down here, like my cousins, they were all living in Grand Prairie, and I remember coming down here, I was like 12, 13, and they were like, yo, you ever heard of DJ Screw? I was like, no. It was like, what? And they played it, and everything was like, you know, popular songs, but it was slowed down. Chop, ma.
Shit, man.
And I didn't get the shit. I'm like, why is this shit so? Because I'm coming from everything being faster. So to slow it down made no sense to me.
Man, somebody told me that. I didn't believe that shit. Y'all literally took the songs and did the complete opposite of what Screw them did.
It always been like that, Detroit, because like Detroit always been, what people don't realize is gangsters Detroit's been like that techno house music that you hear, that dubstep type of sound. So that's always been a part of Detroit. So music has always been faster. So like when you hear a Detroit song now, that's you know the tempo so fast. That's why it's always been fast. That makes sense now, because I was listening to Peasy the other day, and he had took that off the little last album he just dropped. He had that Dr. Dre that Let Me Ride, and it was sped up, but the shit was hard as hell. We always done that. So like
that makes
to
a lot
hear
of sense now.
Screw was completely different. And so like when I heard it, I was like, I don't get it. Why do you want to get slow? You can't dance to it. It's just like pop ma. But then when I understand the lean culture, the Drake culture,
that goes with all that. That goes with all that. Yeah, of course it was hard for me to get that shit very young. I didn't ever get a chance to sip drink till after I graduated. But man, then when you sip drink and listen to that shit, it's a whole different world. I mean, it's crazy. Like I said, I first heard Screw, I fell in love with it right then. Like I said, I did everything I could to get a Screw tape.
Gotcha.
I used to steal Screw tapes from my uncle. Like that's how much, because we couldn't get that shit in Louisiana. We
Gotcha.
couldn't get that shit in Louisiana, man. So it was only 2 places you can get the original SWISHAHOUSE back then. That was Mr. Mike's in El Dorado, Arkansas. Of course, you know what that said, El Dorado, Arkansas?
No, I have no idea.
It ain't that far from us, but at Knowledge Records in Grambling, Louisiana.
Okay.
But that was the only 2 places you can get the original screw music at the time, and I used to skip school and go buy them hoes, man, and my mama would be like, boy, why the hell is that shit slow and retarded? I'm like, mama, that's screw. Well, you better chop your ass up and go in there and clean that room and shit like that, man. But I said, she knew how much I love her. I said, my mama my biggest fan. She could vouch for all this. Like I said, screw music was everything. But like I said, screw came out in like 92. Then ESG came out. You know, ESG was originally from Louisiana too.
Okay.
And you know, that kind of made me that intrigued me more. So ESG came out, you know what I'm saying? And him, Lil Kiki, all them. Like I said, they all from, when they came to Houston, they all from the South Side. And that's where most of my family from the South Side. And so I was always on screw music. Then SWISHAHOUSE came out back in 97, 98.
So, but Flip came before, so I guess they probably was co-existing at the same time, but Flip popped right before SWISHAHOUSE really had their run.
Yeah, Flip had came out. Flip came out around about 98, 99. Cause I remember our high school went to the championship that year in New Orleans, and my uncle had met us from Houston, and he had the Lil Flip Leprechaun album. We couldn't get that shit up there when it first came out.
So my introduction to Lil Flip, I was in Louisiana.
Yeah.
In Spring Hill. And my cousin Hound Dog, rest in peace. He was
Hold up. You getting a Hound Dog?
Yeah. That's some
No wonder Walter Slim just texted me and told me tell you say what's up.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Last meals.
That's who make my beats.
That Wody Slim, yeah, you know how I told you all my brothers got the same dad? That's they brother.
Man, that's small world, man.
Yeah, man.
Small world.
Wody Slim, tell him I said, what up, though? Technically, I guess we brothers, but not brothers, because all my brothers is his brother. Yeah. I just got a different mom.
Man, Walter Slim talk about Hound Dog all the time.
And that's who introduced me to Lil Flip.
Yeah.
And Hound Dog was telling me, like, hey, man, you know, so he the freestyle king. Mind you, I'm coming from Detroit. So you telling me he's better than Eminem? He was like, man, but he freestyled like 8 minutes long. And I was like, okay, play this. I'm thinking, because, you know, Eminem coming with the complex.
Yeah.
And when he played Lil Flip, I was like, fam, I'm not impressed. I was like, he's not killing Eminem in no freestyle shit.
Man.
In my opinion. That's when I was introduced to Lil Flip.
Yeah. Yeah, Lil Flip came out. That was around about 99 when the Leprechaun, I think 99 when the Leprechaun came out.
Gotcha.
But he caught his wave like as a major artist. It was like right after that. So they kind of like re-released the Leprechaun. That way everybody could get it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you know, SWISHAHOUSE is when Mike Jones came and that shit hit the market like right after that.
So like so now like we look at like with SWISHAHOUSE with the roster. You know what I'm saying? Like what exactly in your opinion happened to SWISHAHOUSE? Like what made it, cause I mean a strong run, Mike Jones, Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Chamillionaire, right?
Yeah, Chamillionaire.
Like what happened to that whole conglomerate that makes it just disappear?
Well, from speaking on as far as from on the outside looking in as a fan, you know, everyone kind of went their own way.
Gotcha.
Like Chamillionaire started his own. He kind of had started Color Changing Clique before he actually left SWISHAHOUSE. He started the Color Changing Clique, and then him and Paul started doing their own thing, and then Slim had been left and did Boss Hog Outlaws, and everybody left and started doing their own thing. And,
who was like really initially over SWISHAHOUSE?
Michael Watts, him and G-Dash.
So like, what was your when you talk to DJ Michael Watts? Like, what are they saying? Like, caused those guys to really start switching up and going to do their own thing versus kind of like Lil Wayne did, was like, okay, I'm still under Cash Money, but I got my Young Money thing under this umbrella.
Well, they wanted to do their own thing and put other people on, and you know, it probably wouldn't have been right to try to put them in SWISHAHOUSE. You know what I'm saying? Because they who they are, so they branch off and start doing their own thing. That way, they could have put other guys on it. Like Slim did the Boss Hog Outlaws. He went and reached out and put like 5 or 6 dudes under his team.
Got you.
And like Camille did the Color Changing Clique. And you know, Paul did his own thing. But I think, to be honest, man, like, you know, like I said, it was a wave back then.
Gotcha.
So, you know, after it ran out, it just was nothing left. And, you know, after a while, like I said, like, you know, they tried to start building another wave. You know, it didn't never hit like how Paul and Slim and all them.
Gotcha.
And, you know, like I said, then again, the same thing. Everybody wanted to go do their own thing. Because, you know, as far as I asked Watts about all that, and Watts don't have no bad blood with none of those guys. You know what I'm saying? They could call each other today if they wanted to. So it wasn't no like, oh, man, you fucked over me, I got to go type shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just wanted to do their own thing. And, you know, and when there's some it worked for some of them and some of them it didn't.
Gotcha.
So that left Watts just being the DJ. But Watts, as far as who he is for himself, that never went down none at all. Watts still goes and DJs all over the country, but he didn't have an artist to back up no more.
Gotcha.
For years. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's when I finally come in the picture.
So you come into the picture, and I'm quite sure when people see you on the camera right now, they're gonna call you like, oh my God, he really does look like Pimp C.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how does did Michael Watts ever see that? How do you?
Watts didn't care about that. Watts ain't never said that to me, but everyone says it to him. And you know, Watts is he's not about any drama.
Gotcha.
That's one thing I can say. Watts is not about any drama. Like, it's a certain thing Watts tell me not to do, and I kind of did it anyway. But that's because he just looking out for me. But I'm knowing the situation, and I'm knowing it's not gonna bring any heat towards us as a whole. And the Pimp C thing was one of them. But like I told Big Bro, I said, man, ain't nothing I can do about that. This is how I've been looking forever.
Right.
I can't help that I appear to look like this man. Plus, this is my favorite rapper. This is my favorite rap. I mean, I go to this dude's gravesite, and a lot of people don't even know this man is not even buried. Pimp C is in one of them rooms where you pull out the little tray.
He in the vault.
Yeah, he in one of them vaults. Like, a lot of fans don't even know that. He's sitting up there somewhere, and he got his name right there. That's where his head is at. And I'm talking about, I used to go there every day. Like, of course I believe in God, but when it came to rap, it was like Pimp C was my God. I used to go, if I had a show somewhere close by, I go sit there for about 30 minutes before I go do a show. Like literally, man. It might sound crazy, but that's how much I love Pimp C, man. And I hate I never got to meet him, but I met Bun several times.
Gotcha.
And Bun, I knew someone right. Cause when I first saw Bun he couldn't look at me. And word got back to me, it was like, man, Bun was like, man, you look just like Pimp. His wife said that. His kids, I said, his kids even was like, man, are we related? I'm like, shit, I don't know, I don't think so. Man, but you know, because of your daddy is why I rap. You know, I haven't talked to Young Pimp in a minute, but you know, we used to see each other all the time at events and stuff like that. And I used to see Shannara all the time and stuff like that. And like I said, they like family to me at the end of the day. They know, they see, and like no matter where I go, someone points it out. It's not a day that go by somebody don't tell me, man, you look like Pimp. I posted a picture yesterday on Facebook. Oh man, here go Pimp C again. Like, it's something I can't run from, especially if I wore the glasses and the hats just like them. I can't help that. I mean, I don't, some people try to say that to me and try to make me feel bad about it. I take that shit as a compliment, because Pimp C is one of the greatest ever to me.
So being like, kind of like ordained as like the new face of the new SWISHAHOUSE, or the SWISHAHOUSE revived. First, how did you meet DJ Michael Watts?
Oh man!
And how did that I'm not going to necessarily say all the responsibility is placed on you, but to carry that burden of bringing SWISHAHOUSE back to a status as once before. How did that come about?
Man, I met Watts back in. Man, I've been dealing with Watts for over 10 years, man.
Okay.
And I hit Watts up on Instagram. before I say that, I never wanted much out of rap. All I ever wanted was to do a song with ESG and Flip and get a project Screwed and Chopped by Michael Watts. That's all I ever wanted. So I've already had done the songs with ESG and Lil Flip. So I'm like, man, I gotta get Watts to chop my shit.
Gotcha.
So I hit Watts up. I hit Watts up on Instagram. He told me to hit his manager. I had to go through all that back then. You know, I'm the little guy, so I don't get that privileged shit like I get now. So yeah, I had to hit the email. I said, hey man, I need DJ Michael Watts to chop my shit. They gave me a crazy number, but I said, fuck it, I wanted it that bad, so I paid for it. So I did that. We dropped the mixtape. I met Watts at Popeyes in Livingston.
Oh damn.
Yeah, he met me in Livingston at Popeyes, man, and it was from that moment on, like I said, I kept doing the same thing over and over. Every project I dropped after that, I had Watts touch. And like I said, back then I was YELLA boy. But I was just so glad that I got a mixtape from him. I didn't really care about the other shit. So, you know, he seen that I was hungry. So me and Watts became close. So Watts started, you know, taking me on the road with him everywhere. Like, he done took me all over the country. He made sure I got paid, all kinds of shit.
I know my first run-in with DJ Michael Watts. At the time, I was managing an artist out of Dallas, Fat Boogie. And we got booked for a show down in Nacogdoches. And it was him. Yeah, Beat King was performing.
Wait a minute, what year was that?
I want to say 2014 or 15.
Oh, okay, because I was saying the first time
Maybe
I
13.
actually seen Watts that made me want to hit him up, he had did a show in Nacogdoches. That's when I pulled up on him in Nacogdoches, but I didn't conduct the business then. It was after that. And like 2 weeks later, that's when he met me and stuff.
Because I don't know if it was necessarily, it wasn't a club. It was like, I don't even know what the building was. It was like almost, it had a stage, obviously. But that's when I was in the booth with DJ Michael Watts, and he was DJing the set for B King. That's when I realized, like, B King don't smoke, don't drink or nothing.
No, he don't do shit.
You know what I'm saying?
He
like,
don't do shit.
He be lit. So like that was my first and only time, like, really, you know, so rocking with DJ, you know, getting to meet DJ Michael Watts. But so like, at what point in time, like, I know you said, you know what I'm saying, you come into contact with him. So at what point in time does he buy into your music and buy into you and to take forward the SWISHAHOUSE, you know what I'm saying, going forward?
We was actually we had a show in Lake Jackson, I want to say. And his homeboy was like, man, yo, you need to get you a SWISHAHOUSE chain. You know, I'm like, I said, man, I'm not finna pay for another nigga shit. I said, if I pay for a chain, it's gonna say Highway Yellow on that motherfucker.
Facts.
So I went home and I thought about it. But I said, it's how much I admire SWISHAHOUSE. I said, man, you know what? I'm gonna go get this motherfucker. So I went to TV Johnny. I go up there. I said, man, y'all got it. Cause Watts was thinking they already had a chain up there. But somehow they didn't. I honestly think I went to the wrong one because they got 2 of them in Houston.
Okay.
So I think I went to the wrong one. But anyway, I go up in there and they told me give them the logo and all this. He give me this big outrageous ass number and I'm like, man, fuck that. I'm not paying that for another nigga shit. And so I called Watts. I just say, bro, hey, I thought about what you and Green was talking about that day and I went up there to try to get me a chain. And they told me they wanted this much. I was like, man, I can't do that, bro. So he was like, don't worry about it, hold on. He said, I'll get back with you. And I was like, what the fuck? So Watts called me back a couple of days later. He said, man, go see Johnny. I go up there. The price he gave me then was like way below what he told me the first time. I said, damn, Watts done called this motherfucker done pull some strings or something. So I said, shit, fuck it, hell yeah. So I pay for the chain. Like I said, it was little nothing compared to what they told me. So I wasn't fucked up. So shit, I go get the chain. I get back to the house, I make a little video, I sent it to Watts. I said, man, bro, I got the chain. This bitch fired in the motherfucker. This motherfucker right here. This one right here. Next thing I know, he made some posts on Instagram. He's like, man, shout out to my new artist, Highway Yella. I was like, I'm grabbing the phone. Me and my uncle sitting there smoking, watching TV. I'm like, man, I ain't that goddamn high. I said, did this nigga just say Highway Yella, the new SWISHAHOUSE artist? Man, all of a sudden my phone started blowing up like a motherfucker. And Watts hit me up, was like, you like that, huh? It's like he planned that shit.
Yeah.
It's like he planned that shit. So he was like, man, bro, we gonna meet up tomorrow and discuss everything and shit like that. This like late 2018, man. So it been on ever since.
So like with the new SWISHAHOUSE, what if you can give a little bit of insight? What is the plan to revamp SWISHAHOUSE and put it back on the next stage, or why even try to take something old and bring it back? Or y'all gonna just go ahead and move forward with something completely new?
No, that's where the whole coming down ain't dead comes in.
Okay,
this is where that comes in. Like SWISHAHOUSE was built on that whole culture coming down and all that type of shit. So I feel like since I'm in the SWISHAHOUSE, why not bring that shit back?
Gotcha.
But not do it exactly how they did it, kind of put a little twist to it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, as an artist, you gotta adapt to what's going on today, or you ain't gonna get the young crowd or none of that shit.
That's real.
So I feel like I add the coming down shit, kind of mix it in with this new shit that's going on, and that's how the coming down ain't dead came out. And ever since, like I said, ever since I dropped that shit, like Watts, I don't think Watts might not get mad at me for saying this, but Watts has been telling me recently the conversations to where people have been, because I ain't gonna lie, when I first got in, a lot of people didn't like that shit. A lot of people hated that shit, and it discouraged me at first, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, I'm like, damn, y'all mad because because Watts deal with a lot of artists, man. Watts deals with a lot of talented artists, and for him to accept me in a brand that's known all over the world, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's still unbelievable to this day, and it's been almost 2 years. But he's told me recently that the conversations to him from people has been, why you fucking with this nigga, to I see why you fucking with this nigga.
Gotcha. You
know what I'm saying? And that's how I know the shit that I'm doing is working.
When we bring up DJ Michael Watts, like, man, what type of person is he? Because we know he's iconic. We know he's a pioneer. We definitely know he's a gatekeeper here in Texas.
Yeah.
But what is his personality like? Like, what is his draw? What is it about him that made you decide to?
Man, Watts I'm gonna tell you one thing about Watts. Watts ain't no friendly ass person at all. If you suck, or if it's a song he didn't like, he gonna tell you. And there's a few songs that I've done that he did not like and told me to my face. A lot of people are scared to tell you unless they don't like you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't like somebody, you don't give a damn, you tell them whatever. But for him to love you and give you his honest opinion about shit like that, that meant a lot to me, because that shit like, okay, damn, Watts didn't like that shit. He told me this shit. Like, Watts is very honest. He ain't finna lie. Like, he gonna tell you straight up, if you suck, you suck. And there has been songs that I've done that he did not like. And, that made me think different. And like I said, Watts is very honest. Like I said, he ain't no friendly ass person, but at the end of the day, he'll give you whatever it takes to help you if you know what I'm saying, if he fuck with you like that. Like
do you feel like his passion is still SWISHAHOUSE and to make it go forward, to resurge it as the powerhouse it once was, or do you think he's okay with being that celebrity DJ?
Well, honestly, man, Watts, after all that, because Watts has been there. Watts done been on BET,
right,
MTV and all that shit. So Watts had his time with that shit. So I honestly feel like Watts was good with just doing the DJ gigs that he was doing and DJing on the radio and shit like that. But as far as trying to get back to what was, I don't honestly think he was giving a damn about that no more. But ever since I've been in the picture and recently, Watts has been, that's all he talks about now. Watts wants that. He wants that again.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? But, this time, like I said, of course, you still got a few of the members before that still rap it, but as far as like to now, it's all about me and him. So yeah, he's all for it now. He wants to bring it back to the forefront. And with what I got going on right now, it's like I said, a lot of people been questioning about it. People want to see what's going on now. A lot of people started to tune in now. So I said, Watts is he real happy about the situation now. And like I said at first, I felt real kind of skeptical about like, damn, how is this gonna turn out? Because like I said, a lot of dudes did not like it. Then from the simple fact that I wasn't born and raised in Houston,
Gotcha.
you know, a lot of people kind of take that and want to use that as an excuse, but it doesn't matter if I rep the culture the same way you do. I feel like it doesn't matter where I'm from. This is what we want the world to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it shouldn't matter where I'm from, but what I'm repping is the same thing that DJ Screw started, and you know what I'm saying? We trying to bring all that back. We want to hear everything chopped and screwed again.
So like 2020 is coming to an end.
Yeah.
2021 approaches us. You know what I'm saying? New year, new president. You know what I'm saying? New vaccine for some people who look at that as hope. But like for you, you know what I'm saying, with a new mission on your mind to bring something that was so great back to fruition, like what is the plan for Highway YELLA 2021? What can we expect? Oh
man, you gonna get whatever you got from 2020 YELLA times 10.
Okay.
Yeah, cause like I've been through a lot personally, and it caused me for the first half of the year to not do what I was supposed to do. But it's like this last quarter, like I said, I dropped 4 projects. I dropped 4 projects just like that. And my mind frame was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep dropping till something catch on.
Gotcha.
I dropped the Day YELLA broke loose. I dropped the West Texas album. Then I dropped My Time Is Now. But when I dropped Coming Down Ain't Dead, I knew Coming Down Ain't Dead was gonna do something. It just because of the way it was all put together. Like I said, that project was recorded in a week. Then I shot the video to the song Coming Down Ain't Dead. Honestly, I just wanted a hard-ass intro to the project. That was what Coming Down Ain't Dead, the song was supposed to be. And it turned out to be the main song from the project right now.
Gotcha.
So, like I said, I'm already... See, Coming Down Ain't Dead, what I was going to do at first, I said I got features from Power Wall, I got Lil Kiki, I had ESG, Kylie for San Antonio, I had Lucky Luciano, a bunch of the bigger guys. And I was gonna use that as Coming Down Ain't Dead. But at the last minute, I pulled it all. Cause I didn't want no one to say, oh, he had to go get these bigger niggas to make his movement look relevant. So I wanted to do it on my own. So I didn't put no big features on there, nothing. I put my people on there. So like I said, and when I dropped that in a week, and I gave it to Watts. He said, oh yeah, I'm finna chop this ASAP. And right then, and Watts doesn't, that's another thing about Watts, like, you know, if he hears something and he really loves it, he's gonna chop that motherfucker.
Okay,
He's gonna chop that motherfucker, like, right then. So for him to give me that type of vibe when I presented that to him, that's how I knew. I already had a feeling. I said, man, this Coming Down Ain't Dead shit gonna work. Because it represents me as a person, as an artist, all of that. So like when I dropped that, and I dropped that video, like everyone went crazy. Like I said, that's, out of everything I've ever dropped, Coming Down Ain't Dead has done more numbers than anything I ever dropped, and it ain't even been out but 2 months.
It's doing its thing.
Yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. So, of course, I'm gonna do Coming Down Ain't Dead too. That's when you gonna hear all that Power Wall and Lil Kiki and all of them. So by the time that comes out, they already understand what the whole Coming Down Ain't Dead concept is about. And for them to be a part of that, that's just gonna make it more dope. So that's why I kind of pulled that project to the side and redid the whole thing. Cause like I said, I want people to hear me. You know what I'm saying? Cause people, like I said, a lot of people use that tactic to get known. I had been doing that my whole career. So I said, man, you know what? I'm finna just start doing stuff with just me or my people. I want people to hear me. So that's why I did it like that. But yeah, part 2, that's damn sure coming out in 2021.
Hey man, well, I tell you what, I'm definitely rooting for you. Shout out to SWISHAHOUSE. I'm looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, what the future may bring. And man, hey man, and we gonna make the thing happen, man. Coming Down Ain't Dead, going crazy.
Man.
The remix or part 2, like you said, coming out.
Yeah.
I know this gonna go stupid, man, and we definitely got to link again soon when that boy drop.
Oh yeah, we sure live.